What up, motherfuckers?
Hey,
Another damn episode of Chronic Sports. What's up,
that's
Nat?
right.
What up, J Lo? How y'all doing tonight? So, obviously, we're doing NFL tonight because
That's
there's been
right.
a lot of shit that's went on in the NFL in the past couple of weeks, and obviously, we haven't covered football in a minute. So,
Let's do it.
we're gonna get on that. What's up, Ruben? So, first off, we're going to wild card weekend.
Wild
Wild
card.
card weekend. You had a lot of games that we expected, and Mojo and myself called them, some of them. Then there were some major fucking upsets.
Of course, there's always those upsets.
I mean, they happen every year, and they're gonna happen. Like that's just how it is. It boils down to what team wants it the worst. So the first one we're gonna get into is the Browns and Texans game.
Ooh,
To
that was a
be
good game.
honest, it wasn't good. It was a fucking blowout.
It was a great game because I was going for the Texans. So
Well, I was too. I was pulling for Houston too. And I really thought, I mean, I knew Houston was going to win, but I didn't know it was going to be a fucking blowout. Like, I thought the Browns were going to play
bad. Like it was.
Well, it was 45-14.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be way closer than that.
No. Well, I did expect it to be closer, but the Browns kind of choked a little bit there. I was surprised at that.
Yeah, you think? Like,
Yeah. Had a freaking chance, but hey.
I really and honestly thought it was going to be a much closer game than what it was. And the Texans really honestly looked unstoppable. Like I really honestly and truthfully thought that the AFC Championship game was going to end up being Baltimore and Houston. I really fucking did.
Yeah.
Now they ended up having to play each other prior to that, so obviously that wasn't going to happen. But I think pending if Houston would have played Kansas City instead of Kansas City playing Buffalo, I really think that Houston would have beat Kansas City.
Oh yeah,
I really do. It was not what I expected, but like I said, I really honestly and truthfully thought that was going to be a closer game.
Yeah.
Like we both said, we thought Houston was going to take it, which they did. But I thought it was going to be something like 37-33 or, something
like a field goal apart or something.
Yeah.
Or something super close.
I thought it was going to be less than 7 points.
Yeah. If you look at a lot of the other recent games, that's how they've been playing now.
Right. So, it was what it was. So moving on to the next game was the Chiefs and the Dolphins with a.
Yeah, too.
It wasn't like a complete. It wasn't like a complete railroad. It was 26-7.
That was like you forgot something.
I thought the Dolphins were going to put up a way bigger fight than what they did.
They did. They pretty much just freaking stopped doing everything that they normally do.
Well, to be honest, I thought the Dolphins were going to win that game.
Yeah.
I was pulling for the Dolphins to win that game because we all know I fucking hate the Chiefs. So
I went for the Chiefs. I think I went for the Chiefs on that one, but I would have rather have had the Dolphins win. But they're just not a strong enough team under that pressure.
They were terrible. They were terrible. I watched that game, and they were absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say on it other than they were terrible.
Another Dolphin in the year.
So this next game that we're going to talk about, because there's really not much to talk on that.
That one sucked.
The next game that we're going to talk about was the Packers and the Cowboys.
Hell yeah, let's talk about this game. Let's talk about how them cheeseheads got them fucking Cowboys. Let's do it.
Now, I thought Dallas was going to win, even though I don't like the Cowboys, and I'm not a fan of the Cowboys at all. So let's get that straight right off the rip. I am not a Cowboys fan at all.
Neither am I.
But I did not think the Packers had a strong enough team to beat Dallas in Dallas, let alone score 48 fucking points.
Yes, it was a high scoring game, and it was a good game though. I will give it that. It was a pretty good game. It wasn't too bad.
Now I was watching the you know Rich Eisen, right?
Yeah.
So I was watching his podcast, which I normally do every day because you can actually check out him. Does his show for free on the Roku channel from noon to 3 every day. And I usually watch it at some point, even if I got to watch the rerun later on because they just play it over and over and over.
Yeah.
So I was on there watching it. And see, I didn't realize because I'm not a Packers fan. I don't pay attention to the Packers,
I don't either until they have to play the Cowboys.
So the beginning of the season, they were terrible. They were god awful. But apparently, somewhere he was talking about in the mid-season, all of a sudden the Packers start completely turning it around, and it's like they found their footing. Jordan Love, basically, I mean, yes, he's not a rookie, but basically he is because, yeah, he played under fucking Crybaby for, I think, like a year.
Yeah.
And then this was his, I think, first full year of actually starting. And he started. And, of course, a lot of rookie quarterbacks, unless you're just a badass like fucking CJ Stroud with the Texans.
Yeah, you're really not going to.
Doesn't happen very often. It's very rare where you get this guy come out as a rookie and be a starter and just light the fucking league on fire like CJ Stroud did this year with the Texans. It's just...
Well, I mean, that's why it's 1 in a million. You know, that not everybody's like that. Nobody has that intensity.
Right. Now, I sure as hell didn't think the Packers were going to go in the fucking playoffs with a damn rookie quarterback and put up 48 points in a playoff game.
They were impressive. It was an impressive game to actually sit there and watch. I was not going for the Cowboys, but I didn't think that they were going to get it like that. I didn't think that was all going to happen. I was very happy.
I thought the Cowboys were going to win it. And I thought they pretty much had it in the bag because I didn't think that Green Bay was going to go in there and play like that.
But they did.
And they did. And that was the very first upset of Wild Card Weekend, which there was a couple more.
That was the best one. That was the best.
It was a good one. So the next game you had was the Lions and Rams, which that was...
Ooh, that was
it's so close. It was a 1 point game. A one point
game all the way down to the wire.
I thought the Rams were going to get it. That's who I called to win. I thought the Rams were going to win it. They have a lot more weapons than Detroit has, especially at skill positions. But the Lions just won't fucking quit. They just won't.
They have more of that, like, I don't want to say like history or what is it? They don't have a whole lot of rookies when it comes to that. There's a lot of them that have been there, done that, and they've gone so far, and they've almost always made it for, I don't even know how long, man. It's been a while since we've seen
it. They have not been to a high stakes game in 30 years. I don't even know if they've ever won the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
You know, I'm gonna look it up right now and see if they have. I think they won before it was the Super Bowl era. No, they have never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, see, almost just barely, almost every time. So they're so used to going this far and so used to doing this.
I think they've only been this far. Like I said, I think they said it's only been one time, and it was like 30 years ago. And of course, they failed. I think they've been to the playoffs a few times, and they're usually out. Wild card round, very first game of the playoffs, they're one and done, and they're out. So it's been an extremely long time, and I think they just want it really, really, really freaking bad.
Well, yeah, they do. I mean, wouldn't you get tired of getting like so close all the time, like right at the doorstep, and then you're always just a couple things away? You got to save that intensity for apparently for the later half, not the.
Well, I know how it feels. I'm a Jaguars fan. I know exactly how it feels. We've only been to the playoffs just a few times. We've been to the AFC Championship, a couple of times, and we've fucking lost it every damn time. So
I'm a Niner fan. It's a roll the dice.
But y'all have won 5 Super Bowls.
Well, yeah,
and you've been to more than that. So
roll the dice.
You've been there and you've done that. So the next one was the Steelers and Bills. Yes, I was pulling for the Steelers, but I knew that it probably wasn't going to happen.
Whooped it.
And it sure didn't. They got spanked.
On the dang field.
They got spanked to the tune of let's see 31. What the final was. 31-17. Yep. They got their butts handed to them.
Yeah,
wasn't pretty.
I didn't think it was going to be like that. I actually thought that the Steelers were it was going to be a little bit closer game. I thought those were going to be
now in their defense. They were using basically a third string quarterback in the playoffs.
Oh. And
so in their defense, they had a guy who hasn't started very often in Mason Rudolph. And I mean, I wanted them to win. My dad's a big Steelers fan. So
Steelers fan, I was pretty upset.
I was pulling for them, but I knew deep down that it wasn't going to happen. I was just hoping that it was going to be a little closer than what it was. Like I was hoping for like a 31-24 or something like that, at least put up over 20 points and they didn't reach that.
Going to be a lower scoring game. I just figured it was going to be a lower scoring game, but really close.
Right. So then your next game of the wild card is the other big upset, the Buccaneers and the Eagles.
Yep.
Buccaneers beat that ass. They spanked that ass. 32-9. Now I am a Baker Mayfield fan. He's from Oklahoma. I'm big Oklahoma Sooners fan as far as college goes. So I was stoked. It was a battle of the Oklahoma quarterbacks because the Eagles got an Oklahoma quarterback. They got an Oklahoma quarterback. It was cool. It was cool seeing them, go at it. But I didn't know it was going to be no ass whooping.
Yeah, from the Buccaneers at that. Come on.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I
out of nowhere. Yep.
I mean, I did call for the Buccaneers to win that game, which they did. I did call for them to win that game. I did choose them to win that game. They did do it. So I didn't mean where he was born at is where he went to school at. Baker Mayfield was the quarterback for the University of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn. I didn't know it was going to be like that.
Yep.
And then, I knew if they were going to win it, I thought it was going to be close. But the Eagles, it's like they said in a podcast I was watching today, their defense completely fucking fell apart towards the end. Because you got to think about it, they were like the only undefeated team for a stretch in the beginning of the season. And then they just crumbled. Like, they were like us. Like, even with the Jaguars, like, we were hot. We were like the number one seed in the AFC at, a little bit past the midway point of the season. We were sitting at 8-3 and sitting at the number one seed. And then all of a sudden, just fucking our defense just completely fucking fell apart. And that's what happened to the Eagles. And of course, right after that game, they go and fire their defensive coordinator. He's now out the fucking door.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he should.
This year.
He should. You guys were unstoppable in the beginning of the season. Then all of a sudden, you just they were like, "Oh, we think we got this. It's going to be easy for us here. We could just chill." And no, you got your ass handed to you, and then you got embarrassed in playoffs. So,
but a lot of teams end up doing that, though. They come out full force when the seasons first start. They get their heads all big. It happens all the time, and then boom, at the end, look what happens. A whole different scenario happens at the end. So it's really more about keeping the intensity up through the whole entire time. Instead of, maybe build your team to where if something happens that you're not going to fall apart and crumble. How about that?
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, it's not all the coach's fault. I mean, there's some players that slack off too. It's a complete team effort. But when your entire defensive scheme changes, like if it's not broke, don't fix it. Like if you're winning games like they were undefeated for the longest time in the beginning of the season. Then you decide to change your defensive scheme. Why the fuck would you do that? Why the hell would you do that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You changed your defensive scheme and then shit just fucking fell apart. Well, it was working. Why the fuck did you do that? There was no reason to do that. Now, if you're fucking sitting at 3-5, sure, change it. Obviously, something's not working, so you need to come up with some new plays or some new ideas. Yeah. But if you're already doing good and you're already putting up wins, why the fuck would you change it? You idiot.
Yep. Apparently, like J-Lo said, just throw them away next. Whole new team.
Yeah.
You done messed up.
That's what they're doing.
I mean, it's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb. So that brings us to the divisional playoffs.
Yeah, we're getting into some good games.
Which I watched every damn game. I watched every single fucking game. And I gotta say, we're going to talk about this. All of them, except for one game, were a loss by 3 points or less, except for one game, which is the one that really surprised me the most, which was the Texans and the Ravens. I was pulling for the Texans.
I was too. I thought the Texans were going to do a lot better than that.
If you remember, one of the last podcasts we talked about, I said if CJ Stroud could keep his head together, because he is a rookie quarterback, keep that in mind.
Yep.
You're a rookie quarterback. You're hot. You got the whole world there. And now you're going up against the Baltimore Ravens team with a veteran quarterback who is extremely lethal. Whether he's throwing or running, he could get you either or fucking way. If you shut down his pass game, guess what? He's going to run on you, and he's faster than their fucking running backs.
Yeah.
I mean, Lamar Jackson is a fucking badass.
Yeah, there was a few times where it was literally, I felt like it was in slow motion. He would stand there, look, and be like, oh, do a little tiptoe, and then freaking boom, you couldn't catch his ass. I was like, how do you guys not see this every time?
He's if you don't pay attention to him and you're not watching him and you're not putting pressure on him and you let his offensive line hold you back, he gonna come out there like a goddamn bullet out of a gun, and you ain't gonna stop him. He's gonna pick up at least 10 yards.
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did that all night long on that one.
He's got long ass legs. He's fast, and really Cam Newton could have been like Lamar Jackson. The only thing is he made terrible decisions and he couldn't throw for shit.
Yeah,
but he could run.
Well, sometimes that's what you need, is somebody that can run.
Now, the dangerous thing is Lamar can throw, he can run, and he can make really great decisions. He doesn't make bad decisions very often. It's very hard to stop him.
True.
Especially with the weapons that he has surrounding him. But I did not think that the Texans, I really wanted the Texans to win. I know that they could have done it.
I don't know. They told that.
I think CJ Stroud got rattled. He got scared. I think he was scared of the Ravens. He let that affect his head. He let it affect his decisions. He's facing very much a veteran team, and they fell apart. Because you got to think about it. Houston is a very young team. They have shit tons of rookies. They're like one of the youngest teams. They're one of the. Now, I think in the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be a top.
Houston could win a Super Bowl. I can almost guarantee you in the next.
Yeah, you can see it in the cards.
I'd say in the next 4 to 5 years max, Houston will probably, even if they don't win, they'll at least go. They will at least go. Like, which is bad because that says bad things for my team because they're in my division. They're a rival to us. So, it could be rough, but as long as CJ Stroud gets his head in there and turns it around, I think, we'll see him back.
Oh yeah, we will. Give it a couple years. They'll be back.
Yeah, he'll definitely be back. The next one, the 49ers and the Packers. Yes. I have a lot to say about this game.
Let's.
You're not going to like what I have to say.
Yeah, because you want to know who won this game?
Yes, you won. Yes, you won. But it was a very ugly win.
Oh, shit, I won.
And you only won by 3 points to the Packers.
I still won.
Here's what kept you afloat. You had a massive hit losing Deebo Samuel. Massive hit.
I don't like that we lost our Deebo. He's a
Brock Purdy relies so heavily on Deebo, which I mean any team would. Deebo, to me, he's a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. He's at least in the top 10, if not 5.
Yeah, I would probably go for the top 5 if I'm correct.
Yeah, the guy's amazing. I love him. I'm a fan of him as a player.
Yep.
And I'm fans of a lot of players that don't even play on my team. I like them. I respect them. I enjoy watching them. They're fun to watch. And Deebo Samuel is one of those receivers that's just really fun to watch. And he is extremely lethal. That was a huge, huge hit to y'all. What saved your ass is fucking Mr. Christian McCaffrey. If you didn't have Christian McCaffrey, you would have lost that game. I guarantee it.
I don't know, because then you got Kettle right there. I think Kettle would have just taken that slack. You always have Kettle. Don't.
But the bad thing about Kittle is his first couple of years in the NFL, he was putting up massive numbers, and he was even keeping up with Travis Kelce, even beating Kelce in some of those years. But over the last 2 years, Kittle's placement within the 49ers and his stats have just been dive bombing. But you also have to keep in consideration that you're going up against, you now have Christian McCaffrey, you got Deebo Samuel, and you have Brandon Ayuk, who are all amazing fucking players. I don't know if maybe the 49ers just changed their offensive scheme and they don't use the tight end as much as they used to, because Kittle was putting up massive numbers and he was a must-start tight end when it came to fantasy football. But now he's extremely hit and miss. He might have one good game, and then there'll be 5 games that he barely puts up a point in fantasy.
Yeah. Just don't count them out, though, because, you forget about them. You forget that they're there because they use different people. They got a good utility belt. They're going to pull that stuff out of nowhere.
Well, as long as they're all healthy, yes. But, on that, even with Deebo gone, they're going to fucking stack up on fucking Kittle. You still have Brandon Ayuk, but as far as like really top receivers, you only got 2 now instead of 3. You only got Kittle and you got Brandon Ayuk. Sure. But then stopping McCaffrey is damn near fucking impossible. So, good fucking luck. If you could stop McCaffrey, you could beat the 49ers. But if you can't stop him, you're going to lose.
You can't stop that guy.
And that's the problem. Stop. If you win the
Stop,
Super
man.
Bowl,
Come on.
if you win the Super
No, I already
Bowl,
talked about that.
I'm saying it right here, right now. If the 49ers are able to get past Detroit, if they're able to, and they do win, and they go to the Super Bowl, and if the 49ers win that Super Bowl, mark my words, Christian McCaffrey will be the Super Bowl MVP. Guarantee it.
Wow.
He will be the reason.
But you also got to remember the defense part of like some of these other people as well. They're not used to that short running game. They're used to them doing the passing and doing all that good stuff. They're gonna run them down. Easy 5 here, easy 10 there. What happens? My little homeboy McCaffrey.
God damn. I'm telling y'all right now, that man is, if he's able to continue to stay healthy and stay in the league for a couple more years,
He's gonna put some
he
amazing numbers up.
might be one of the very best, if not the best running back. The only thing that's held him back from destroying records is those couple of years in Carolina that they made him the only workhorse, and he kept getting fucking injured and out for an entire, I think there was 2 years that he was just completely out for the whole fucking year.
Yeah.
You know, that was the only time the Panthers were even halfway decent, is when they had Christian McCaffrey. Without him, they've been complete shit ever since they traded him to the 49ers.
That's what they get.
You know, he's been just absolute fucking trash. So moving on to the next game was the Lions and the Buccaneers. I was pulled for the Buccaneers, obviously. 31-23. It was a very, very good game.
It was a pretty good game.
Baker had the chance to come back and win it. And he was marching it down the field to tie it up.
Yeah.
And then threw an interception. And that interception ended it because there was only like a minute 12 left. They were marching down the field, and then they put the pressure on, and Aiden Hutchinson was coming, which Aiden Hutchinson is a scary, scary motherfucker. When they drafted him, I remember when they drafted Aiden Hutchinson, and I was like, that guy's going to be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, he's going to be better than, the Bosa brothers, because that guy is scary. And of course, he comes from a big fucking college that's known for putting out their defensive players, which is Big Blue, fucking Michigan.
That's right.
There you go, boy, Michigan boy. And he is a fucking beast. And he's leading that defense, and he is killing it right now in the fucking playoffs. If y'all could keep Aiden Hutchinson off your ass, you might be all right. But that's the guy you got worried about. Yeah, he's the one. So Lions pulled it off. They got a big win at home against the Buccaneers, and it was a very good game. It was very fun to watch. Like I said, I watched every bit of that game, and it was fantastic. The next game is the Chiefs and the Bills. The Chiefs barely pull it off.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Before we get into that, sorry, we got to run a commercial break real quick. I done looked at the time. I was like, oh, shit. All right, we'll be right back.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
make sure to check out the ladies for their
Yes.
Smexy Time books. Tuesday
That book
nights.
is interesting, though. I'm just saying.
Tuesday nights, 10:30. They will ruin all of your childhood heroes really fast.
Right? Things are twisted in those books. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It definitely gets interesting. Please don't let your children or anybody under the age of 18.
There's a
watch
reason
that
why it says
podcast.
parental guidance, and
Yeah. Well, I mean, that goes for all of our podcasts. We are
all
not
of them.
set up for anybody under the age of 18 years old. And personally, I would say 21, but
I'm thinking 21 might be the better.
right. Especially their show. This one, okay, you're good. Buzzkill, okay. Fucking that one, yeah, you should probably be over 21. Yeah, it'll get out there. But all right, so getting into the Chiefs and the Bills game in the divisional round,
Yes.
I was pulling for the Bills.
I really wanted the Bills to win.
I just wanted to see Patrick Mahomes cry. I really wanted to see him cry.
Right. I'm not
Um,
a Patrick Mahomes fan either.
the Bills could have won, and they missed the field goal to fucking tie it.
Yeah.
Straight up
Back
missed
to
it.
the kicker again. Your one job. One job.
Yep. Blew it. The highlight of that game was watching Jason Kelsey, a shirtless Jason Kelsey, jump out of the suite window and chugging beer and going ape shit. I am going to miss watching him, longtime center for the Philadelphia Eagles, brother of Travis Kelsey, tight end for the Chiefs. He just retired, so he is done. So he is living up retirement to its fullest.
Hey, he was at a game having a good time.
He was having the time of his fucking life. Him and his brother actually have a podcast, and I looked at, they posted a TikTok, and it was a portion of them talking about that moment. And if y'all get a chance, go find them on TikTok and go watch that TikTok, because it is fucking hilarious of them talking about that. Not only is he doing this and this was the first time that they were meeting Taylor Swift.
Oh, so they were like,
Yeah, this is our first practice. His brother going ape shit, shirtless, getting tanked and having a good old time. So yeah, the Chiefs pull it off 27-24.
They did.
So now we're to the point of
Down to the wire.
the championship games.
Here we go.
So we've got the Chiefs and the Ravens and the 49ers and the Lions. I do not want the Chiefs going. I don't. I hope Baltimore beats the fucking bricks off of Kansas City.
It's a good possibility. But how Boston has been lately, there's a possibility that Kansas City might upset some people.
I really fucking hope not. I don't want to see it. Everybody's calling for the Ravens to win. Every analyst, every professional in the sport, everything. Everybody's calling for the Ravens to win this. I know if you're a betting person, you want to make some money, go bet on Kansas City, because I know probably a good 75% of the world is putting their money on the Baltimore Ravens.
They really are, but people need to be paying attention to that too, because lately, like I said,
And Lamar wants this really bad. He's been so fucking close to the Super Bowl so many times, and has always fell short in the fucking playoffs. And it's been that way over and over again. And he obviously really, really fucking wants this damn Super Bowl.
I mean, the team is there. The talent is there. It's a possibility.
Right.
They can stop that running game and they're rushing and all that. That'd be fucking they'll be able to do that. But I don't know.
The Chiefs don't have the talent that Baltimore's got.
They don't.
They don't. Mahomes has no receivers at all.
No.
They're about their only decent players, fucking Kelsey. If you double up on Kelsey and you could stop, they do have a really good running back, though, also in Pacheco. So if you can hold Pacheco down and you can tag team the hell out of Travis Kelsey and keep him down to bare minimum, you got a pretty damn good chance. But the problem with Baltimore is they are completely healthy. The only thing they're missing is their tight end, Mark Andrews. Which, shout out to Mark Andrews, another University of Oklahoma product. Mark Andrews is a fucking beast. Is an absolutely beast. So, you gotta, without him, but they still have shit tons of weapons. They have badass running backs. They have badass wide receivers. They've got so many damn receivers, it's fucking ridiculous.
They have a very strong team.
Yep, that they do. That they fucking do. So I'm all in on the Ravens beating Kansas City.
Yeah. But they have that one thing, and it's called choking.
I don't think Lamar's going to let that happen. I don't think he's going to let that happen.
I mean, honestly, I would rather have the Chiefs beat the Ravens and then the 49ers play the Chiefs because I know we can beat them.
Yeah, y'all said that one year and you cost me a shit ton of money because y'all fucking choked after halftime.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about the choke game. We are at the level of, okay, who's going to choke before the other person's going to choke? That's where we're at right now.
So the last game on that slate is the 49ers and the Lions.
The 49ers should be able to beat these Lions.
Unfortunately,
you can get with the Lions.
I am. I'm going with Detroit winning this game.
See it, it's shining for you.
Sorry.
Yeah, choke. Keep choking. That's what the Lions are gonna do. Go ahead.
Hey, y'all are huge for choking in the damn championship game.
Not right now. Not right now. We don't choke now. We usually choke in the Super Bowl. Not right now.
Well, I mean, just a few years ago, you choked in the damn NFC Championship game against the Rams.
Well, no, we were just spreading the wealth because
No, you choked.
Sometimes you got to give the other people.
And you had just beat the Rams. Your last game of the year that year was against the Rams, and you won. You beat them. Then you go all the way to the NFC Championship game against them, and you fucking choked.
Yes, because some people just, choke. Lions are gonna do.
I don't know, man. That city wants it awfully bad, and that team wants it awfully bad, and they have been absolutely terrifying in the playoffs so far.
Yeah, but I think these are going to be some close games. I really do. That's what I'm hoping to look at. Obviously, I want my team to win. I mean, that's
obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But I want it to be a good game. I don't want there to be slaughter as much as I'll be, yelling and screaming and cussing and flipping the TV off and, all that wonderful, great stuff that football fans do.
Oh, I think it should be a close game. Should be.
No, I think so. I think it's going to be a good game. But I think our running game is going to be just a surprise to everybody.
Said if you win it, it's going to be because of Christian McCaffrey. And if you win the Super Bowl, it's going to be because of Christian McCaffrey.
It could be for whoever, as long as it says San Francisco 49ers on their jersey, I'm cool. It can say Mojo. And if I'm running for the touchdown, I'm good.
So I've got the Super Bowl set in my mind as Baltimore against Detroit.
Yeah, of course.
If that happens,
of course you would.
If that happens, I'm gonna go with Detroit winning the whole thing.
I'm going for the Ravens if you're doing that.
I'm jumping on the
Lions.
I'm jumping on the Detroit bandwagon. I'm
Go right ahead and jump on that bandwagon.
I'm calling Detroit. So
For the other one.
I'd rather see Detroit win it. It'd be cool to see a team that's never won it, fucking take it all. So I'm pulling for the underdogs on this one. I'm going with the boys in Detroit.
No, it's an automatic discard if you beat my boys. I can't vote for you. It's just not allowed. For one, that's one of the rules.
Oh yeah, I'm going Baltimore, Detroit.
I'm saying, I agree with you, Jennifer Lopez. I do. I agree. Go ahead.
I'm just saying.
You say what the hell you want.
Now, if y'all had Deebo Samuel, it'd be a whole different conversation.
Right. They are not projecting him coming back.
No.
Right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be back. I think he's out for the rest of the season. So,
I'm pretty sure.
Unfortunately, he's out.
That's all right. Purdy's going to surprise everybody. He's just going to go out there and he's going to be like, look, boom.
Do you want to talk about the game that y'all played against Baltimore during the season?
Why are we talking about the past when we're in the present right now? Is in the future. We are talking about right now.
Brock Purdy has, that Lions defense is going to put a lot of pressure on him. And we've already seen the games that he's lost has been because he was under constant stress and constant pressure. Now, if you could stop their defense and give Brock Purdy all fucking day, sure, he's got it. But you ain't going to stop Aiden Hutchinson like that. It's not going to happen. You're facing another defense that is going to be very, very similar to Baltimore's defense, and they're going to cause some problems.
I got a good defense too, so I ain't scared.
They're going to cause some massive fucking problems. So I don't know. I'm saying Detroit. Detroit's going to be hard to beat. They want it awfully goddamn bad, and they ain't going to stop till they get it at all.
When they try again.
So before we get into more news with the NFL, we're going to go to another commercial break, and we will be right back.
All right.
What happened was true. The most bizarre and brutal series of crimes in America.
Stop!
This is the movie that is just as real, just as close, just as terrifying as being there. Even if one of them survives, what will be left? The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it.
So tomorrow night, Buzzkill Cinema, 10 o'clock. The crew's going to be talking about the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So make sure you tune in and watch that shit because it's always a good time on Buzzkill. Always a good time. I mean, we're both on Buzzkill, so
I know it's freaking on. I know.
Yeah, don't miss that. Don't miss that. So, anyways, the first news of as soon as playoffs hit, it happens every year. There's a mass fire sale. People get fired left and right.
That's when you know who didn't do their job.
So heading into, you had Michigan who just won the national championship.
Woohoo!
And why the hell they're letting Jim Harbaugh go is
I don't
beyond.
think we're letting him go by more he is taking the offer.
Well, he didn't have an offer. I think what happened was they got pissed off because he not only got suspended once last season, he got suspended twice. So half of the season, you did win, but that just goes to show how good the other coaches were that were there without him because he was suspended half of the fucking season. He missed the first 3 games. He was suspended before the damn season even started. Then he got suspended again the last 3 damn games of the season. And got nailed again. So I think that probably had a lot to do with them not renewing his contract in Michigan.
Well, we're going to find out, though, aren't we?
And send his on his way. But he has, in fact, found a new team in the NFL. He is coming back to the NFL.
Yes, he is.
And will be coaching the Los Angeles Chargers, which is going to be interesting because he's a good coach. He's won a lot of games. He's been in the NFL, and he's been in college. He was a good NFL coach. He's been a good college coach.
He just needs
Chargers, I always thought, and the Chargers have a really good team. They have a great quarterback. They have a good running back. They have good wide receivers. They have a good team all the way around. Why the fuck the coach they had could not utilize that and figure out how to use them and win games is beyond me.
Experience, probably.
But I mean, you have this good team, but yet you let the Las Vegas Raiders put up 63 points on you, the highest scoring game of the entire season.
All I got to say is ouch.
And you let the Raiders of all teams put up 63 points on you.
Yeah.
I'd fire you too. I mean, I'm just saying, I would fire you too. Harbaugh's got to be able to do a better job than that. And I'm sure he can. So you Chiefs fans and Raiders fans and Broncos fans, that division, y'all might want to be a little worried with him coming in. And he was interviewing. He actually also interviewed with the Atlanta Falcons. But I think the Chargers are a good fit. I think he chose the Chargers overall just because they do have a better team.
Yeah.
They're a more rounded off team. They got better players. They got better, weapons all the way around. So, of course, he wants a team that's going to be possibly, a contender for a championship. And which
also kind of, I don't know. He's a wild card for people, though.
He is. He is a wild card. He's got a penchant to get in trouble.
So he's not going to get exactly what he wants. So he might have, you got to think about all that too. Right.
So you got that. You've got the rumor of the legendary coach Bill Belichick. He's got 8 Super Bowl rings. He's been to, I think, 11 or 12 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
He's won 17 conference titles. And you got to think about, in his time in New England, he went to 8 Super Bowls, won 6, won 17 titles out of 24 years. So only 7 of those years were crappy. 15 were really good.
But yeah, but at the same time, look at his whole record there. You can't. I mean,
he's one of the most winningest coaches in NFL history. I think he's ranked number 2 in most NFL wins.
yeah.
So he's up there. Now the rumor is that he might be going to the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Now I can't say this. You're going to a shit fucking team. Atlanta has been shit for a long time. There's only 2 years that I can remember that they went to the Super Bowl and they choked massively in both of those Super Bowls.
Yeah.
One of them I remember was against the Denver Broncos. And I remember that year. I was a kid. And I betted my mom that Atlanta would win. And I betted doing dishes for a month. I'll be goddamned if I ever voted on the damn Falcons again, because I had to do dishes for a damn month.
Bad idea.
I did. My mom said Denver was going to win. I said Atlanta was going to win. Atlanta choked. And I ended up doing damn dishes for a fucking month.
I like
Then you had the infamous Super Bowl against the Patriots that they were up 28-3 in the fourth quarter. Let the Patriots come back and tie it in one quarter. You allowed 25 unanswered points in a quarter. One quarter. Now, can you ever count Tom Brady out? No. And he sure as shit proved it. And they went straight in, won the damn coin toss, and marched that fucking motherfucker right down their damn throat and fucking scored and ended up winning it.
Yep. It just kind of snowballed.
So, for argument's sake, what would be a better? Because we all know that Bill Belichick's getting close to retirement. I mean, the motherfucker's like damn 80 years old or getting close to it. Yeah, he looks good for his age, but he's up there. He's getting up.
He's still producing.
Right.
In some numbers.
So, what better way to go out? And if he turns Atlanta into a winning team,
that'd be good. I mean, for him to be,
it would.
To be nice.
And that's partially part of the reason that I think he wants to go to Atlanta. He wants to take a lesser team,
build it up,
and build something and do it again like he did in New England. That's what I think he wants to do.
That's the challenge he wants. So be it.
It would definitely be a challenge.
Yeah. It would be nice to see a little bit of history.
I mean, he could. I mean, what kind of shit would it be if he was the infamous coach that destroyed Atlanta in that game, turns around, becomes the coach of Atlanta, and takes them motherfuckers to the Super Bowl and wins them their first Super Bowl?
That'd be.
Or no, I think they've won a Super Bowl 4. I think they've won one, maybe. I don't know. I'm not an Atlanta fan, so I don't know, but I know they've been to 2 in my lifetime, and obviously lost both of them. So it's worth watching.
We're gonna find out.
So you got quite a few. The Raiders got their head coach. I believe they hired the guy that was the interim coach once they fired Josh McDaniels and sent him packing. I think they went ahead and gave him the shot at it. But the big thing that I seen today, actually, before I get into that, I actually just seen y'all might actually have Debo for this weekend. He did not practice today, but apparently he might be practicing and he might actually make the game. So there's a chance that y'all have him, or if you beat Detroit, you definitely will probably have him for the Super Bowl.
I already told you we're going to win. So
we'll see.
That is my prediction.
Now, the biggest, before we get into the end of our show, the last thing I want to talk about is for you New England Patriots fans. Y'all have the number 3 draft pick, which, by the way, we are going to do a special show on the very first day of the draft. We will be doing a little bit or most of the first round of the draft, so definitely be watching. That'll be on Thursday before Buzzkill. So keep up with us. We're going to do a special show on that. Ooh. So they got the number 3 draft pick.
Yes.
They could pretty much take their pick of a college quarterback. Now, if I was them, I would probably draft a rookie quarterback, and I would probably go with Michigan's quarterback, who just won the fucking national championship. Kid's really fucking good. I watched him. He is
going to go to the freaking his homeboy coach.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, I don't think so, because the Chargers already have Justin Herbert. They would have to trade Herbert, which they could probably get a pretty hefty haul for Herbert, because Herbert is a really good fucking quarterback, and there are a lot of teams who are quarterback needy, like New England. But they're saying that Denver is not going to renew Russell Wilson's contract. And New England is the heavy favorite for landing Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Now, Russell Wilson didn't do shit in Denver. Now, he did. I did not realize that he actually put up better numbers than most of the quarterbacks who are in the fucking playoffs. Well, I was listening to a podcast, and they actually put his numbers up today, and I was actually shocked to see his numbers. And I was like,
well, I guess that's why you should have a whole team that works together, right?
And I was like, everybody was sitting there saying it's his fault, but I'm like, how the hell is it his fault when he's got numbers like that?
Yeah.
And he's got numbers better than half the fucking quarterbacks who are in the damn playoffs.
True.
So something tells me that that's not on the quarterback if he's putting up numbers like that. So obviously there's other places on your team that are lack thereof.
Probably their defense.
And you can't put it on the QB. But they're apparently going to let him go, and they're going to try to draft a quarterback.
Probably Michigan. Who knows?
So here we go. New England could very well pick up Russell Wilson, and then you turn around and you get wide receiver Harrison from Ohio State, who's the number 1 wide receiver in the draft this year. He's the top prospect. They're calling for New England to take him if they get Russell Wilson, or they decide to stay with one of their quarterbacks that they got, because it doesn't sound like they're going to. I think they're going to go with Russell Wilson. I think the rumor's true. I think you're going to see Russell Wilson being a New England Patriot, and I think you're going to see them take Harrison in that first round and get their number 1 wide receiver, an actual deep threat, which New England hasn't had since Randy Moss.
Yeah, but they're going to still have to work with them.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be a rookie, but yeah, I think
down the road, but yeah,
I think he's going to be good enough to where he's going to be up there with the likes of Deebo Samuel and Justin Jefferson and some of those guys who are killing it. So we'll see. But on that, we have hit the end of our time tonight. Please make sure to watch all of our shows throughout the week. Check out the ladies on Sluts for Smut Tuesday nights, 10:30. I know it's late, but it's worth it. Stay up, watch it. Obviously, us every Wednesday, 9 o'clock. Tomorrow night, Buzzkill Cinema. Watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre beforehand so you could join in on the conversation live.
Great.
We love you guys. We're getting the fuck out of here. Y'all have a fantastic rest of the night. I can't talk. The rest of your evening, and we will see y'all tomorrow.